pop? You know what it is, man. Oops, I'm motherfucking dead.
Thanks, man. When we finally get to caught up, you know what I'm saying, get to catch up. I was there live for your battle versus Daylyt, which was beyond incredible. I remember when I saw the battle, I immediately jumped on Twitter and was like, yo, this is a candidate for Battle of the Year, hands down. People were trying to kill me, like, you can't say that till the footage drops. I'm like, wait till this footage drops. Right. You're going to see. When the footage dropped, everyone was like, you right, this is a candidate without a doubt, probably the best battle of the year. How'd you feel about that one, my man?
Like you said, it's the best battle of the year, even up until this point. And looking at matchups, there's a couple today that got potential for battle of the year, but me and Daylyt it was bigger than battle rap. You know, it was huge. It's my favorite battle today. I don't know if they gonna ever be able to top that. Like, it was just so big, so fantastic, bro. Appreciate it.
Word, that's love.
But yeah, it's one of the. I take, when I watch my battles, I take it out of being me. You know what I'm saying? I watch it as a fan. That's how I'm able to critique. You know what I'm saying? Both artists, and I feel like no matter who it was up there spitting that, if they had that same passion and that same preparation on how they did things, it still would be one of the best battles.
Keep it honest, did you and Daylyt have any talks before the battle? Because it was so surprising to me that you guys both crafted such powerful third rounds that, like you said, was beyond battle rap, you know?
Yeah, what happened is, I told Daylyt if he didn't come up there to rap, he was gonna fight on stage.
Okay.
You know, and Daylyt my brother, but he knows I don't like the antics and shit, so I always get on him about it. So he called me. He was like, let me hear your first round. I'm like, nah, you can't hear my first round. And so he just started rapping. He spit his first round. Okay. And I had already had my first done. And when I heard it, I said, if the rest of his bars are like that,
then we good.
We're gonna have a problem. So I wrote my third probably like 2 weeks before the battle. It was real bar heavy, you know, and when Daylyt started rapping, by the time he got to the Pops at My Door, It Was Never Dad, I was like, oh my God, I cannot spit the shit that I wrote. So after he got done, his round was amazing, and I go up to the front of the stage and I'm thinking, like, I don't know if you remember, but I was at the front of the stage for like 15, 20 seconds, not saying nothing.
Yeah.
I was just putting shit together in my head, like, because what I wrote, I could get up there and come with the best punchlines on earth, but it wasn't gonna compare to what he just said as a collective. So I started off with a nice little heartfelt freestyle beforehand, and then I crafted this part I had been working on. I had a dream. That last part was a real dream. So I asked my wife when we got there, I'm like, man, look, I want to put this in a battle. She like, look, it's too late. You battle tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's too risky. I'm like, but it's there, you know. So she was like, no. So I was like, fuck, I ain't gonna do it. But I think Daylight's round, his round was like that for a reason, because I felt like people needed to hear what both of us had to say. So it's scary how it came out. Yeah, you know? Seriously. It's scary as shit how it came out, but nah, it wasn't no talk. It was, and both of us was worried about getting our thirds off. Like when we was talking, we like, shit, if we get through this third, we gonna be alright, you know. Yeah. So
yeah, I don't even know if you know, but I remember in the crowd, I told Dave when I interviewed him, I spoke to him after we were chilling at his hotel. He was like, yo, how was it? I'm like, bro, there were chicks in the crowd crying. You know what I'm saying? For both of y'all, like, it was really like that. Something that you brought up that was really interesting to me, and I noticed yesterday when we battled Boom, you have the ability to spit in a very poetic way when you want, where, like you said, you'll stand there for 15 seconds, 10, 15, 5, 20 seconds even, not say a word, dead silence, but people won't even start to just trip out, like, because usually if a rapper does that, they're like, yo, he's choking. But for you, people don't worry about that. They just sit there and they silent with you, and they just wait, kind of like in a trance to see what you're gonna say. Like, what do you think it is about you that gives you this ability to just spit so poetically and softly, but command the room as if someone's screaming at the top of their lungs?
Because I think people know that I think people feel my passion. Like when I rap, no matter what I'm rapping about, I think I spit everything with passion because I feel everything that I rap. So I think when I get up there to rap, I think it sort of be like they hanging on to see exactly what's gonna come out. You know, like my third round yesterday, it was like when I was trying to get to it because it was still fresh. You know, it was still a fresh event that happened, and you know that was one of the most important people to me. You know, so that's why I didn't really go in too much on it. But as I stepped up and I didn't say nothing, you hear everybody just get quiet because it's like they're hanging on that next word or whatever's about to come out because they know it's gonna be. You know, everybody might not like it, but they know it's gonna be something heartfelt, something truthful, something passionate. You know, something real. So,
what do you think about the battle with Born? Because I have to say, you get crazy love on the R.B.E stage, and I know you noticed that.
Yeah.
However, Born, he struggled through the first to at least get reaction from the crowd, but as the second and third continued, he picked up the energy and I guess the bar quality or whatever, so that people actually started really rocking with him more. And I feel as though he made it debatable because your third round, as powerful as it was, played into his hands a little bit, where he tried to get at you for being like, oh, you used the empathy and sympathy. Do you think that your third played into his hands? Was it powerful enough to beat what you had, or no?
I think it played into his hands, but I think I did a good. I think my angle kind of countered it with, you know, really nobody's really broke down Barnes' career, you know, and to hit it the way I
when
hit
you
it.
did the right, left, back, forward, you still here. I was like, oh man, that was hard.
I just think. I think the third round, I said it online, I said it comes down to the third round. I think he won the second. My second was good, but Born was spazzing in the second. My first, not being cocky or none of that, because you know I'm not that, but I knew it wasn't too much nobody could do with my first.
Yeah, now you had the first.
Yeah, because I just made sure I was going to be punching like right out the gate. So I think what Born did wrong yesterday, I don't think he did anything wrong because it's a debatable battle and it's a really good battle. But I told Born, I said, Born, we're not those aggressive, you know, bully type rappers. So it's not all the time meant for just because we're rapping against each other, I have to spit at you.
Right.
You know, you're more bar heavy, so you want to bring the crowd in. That's what my advantage is. I bring the crowd in. It's hard for people to not pay attention when you're looking in their eyes.
Right.
But when you're looking at your opponent and they kind of hear what you say, or you know what I'm saying. But if I'm looking them dead in their eyes while I'm talking, like everybody's tuned in. Like they don't want to make a sound. They don't want to, you know, not pay attention. They want to catch that ball. So I told them, you know, the more you bring in the crowd first, you'll be alright. Because Born was saying some shit. You know, and it's hard to get on stage with me in like a R.B.E or a Street Status because you're right. You know, the atmosphere, they do love me, but on the same hand, that just goes to show you it comes with being like a complete package of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not more bar heavy than Born. I know that, but I make up for it in other spots.
Yeah, and what's your specialty? All right. Well, you did bring up, and I know you confirmed before we started this that, you know, in the battle, this is going to be your last battle, because you have political aspirations.
Absolutely.
Now, looking back at your career with battle rap, it was brief, but you had a steady rise, and you made a solid name for yourself, and a very well-respected name for yourself. Are you satisfied? Now, let's say you step away, but you can come back at some point. Are you satisfied? Matter of fact, let's say you step away, and this is the last battle you've ever had. Are you satisfied with your career in battle rap thus far?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nobody has had, me personally, just my personal opinion, no one has had a better 2-year career to go from basically being no names on a card, to battling O.Red, to battling Daylyt, and bringing out the best, you know what I'm saying, out of both of them. You know, battling Suge, battling Born, you know, half million views, world star, for a positive, you know what I'm saying? Not for the bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't feel anybody has had that quick of a rise. And then when it comes to I'm looking for something because it's funny you asked that question. This right here, I got an email, right?
Yeah.
I got an email after the Daylyt battle. D-Rec from R.B.E called me. He said, look, man, I got an email I need you to see. He sent it to Adam first. So he shot it to me, right? And it says, hi, my name is Jamaica Leonard. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2009, brain cancer. May 20th, 2015, hearing that my tumor spread felt like getting ran over by a 24-tire semi-truck. Pain is not what I felt. I felt numb. Looking at an outdated magazine next to my medication list, I remember how the high blood pressure capsules tasted. Cottonmouth was my least worry. The chair had familiar padding that my guests loved to sit on. It was cold in the room, cold like a climate during the nighttime spring. I wanted to jump out of my skin. I wanted to literally climb under a rock, but I can't. I still have to be positive and strong. I will beat this. I have an 8-year-old daughter and a fiance who deserves the world. Josiah is my everything. That's my daughter, and Trent is my rock. The sun's reflections brightened the corner of the room, and in that moment I thought that hearing the bad news would make me sad. But seeing the sun's reflection was only God to me. God wants to know that I am a miracle. Waking up makes me smile every day. I am reaching out to you because I recently watched a battle rap with Ooops in the building, and me and my fiance was touched dearly. I would love for him to meet my fiance. My fiance loves Ooops.
Wow.
So they send me this, and then they call me, and D-Rec called me with her on the phone, and we talk. She go crazy. Then she puts her fiance on the phone. He go crazy. So I'm like, man, what y'all doing next week? They was like, we not. I was like, where y'all at? I had planned on going wherever they was at. I wouldn't give a fuck if they was in China. I was gonna go. So they were like, we're in Chicago. So I'm like, man, I'm coming up there Sunday. I'm gonna come up there just to spend a day with y'all. Sunday happened to be Father's Day.
Wow. Okay.
So I went up there on Father's Day, and I spent the day with them. You know, spent a couple hours. We sat, talked, watched them play the game, just really talked about life. You know, me and Trent, we talked about battle rap. You know, while he was playing the game, Josiah. You know, it was dope. It was dope. That right there, that's better than any 10,000, 15,000 you could pay me to battle somebody. That's better than battling Lux on a smack card, on any card in the world. You know what I'm saying? 1 trillion views don't substitute for that. You know what I'm saying? So that right there, that was on my bucket list. That was mine. I'm good. You know, no matter. If I never had another battle after that, you know, after that whole encounter, I was good. You know, because I feel like that's what I battle for now.
Yeah, change the world in a positive way. I feel you, bro. Well, what are your bigger dreams and aspirations moving past battle rap onto the next chapter of your life?
Man, I really feel I am the person. I'm the person that could change the narrative of what's going on around the whole United States.
Okay.
We have special people that come at special times. You know, and I feel like we have a lot of those special people. You know, some just haven't discovered it yet, but I feel like I'm one of those people. I do a lot in my city, along with a lot of others that I have the utmost respect for. But I feel like it's time to take that step up and start changing things on a legislative level, you know, on a political level. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run for state rep. And just get in there and start working on some of these laws, trying to reform some things, especially with the police department.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the main thing I've been working on. I want to get a universal policing language, what it looks like everywhere, you know, so the accountability measures can be the same everywhere. You know, it don't have to be different in New York or Baltimore, St. Louis or Chicago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of those things that I'm working on. I got aspirations for hopefully one day I may be the first black governor in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just want to set. I don't even want to set goals. You know, I just want to just go.
Just achieve what you
just
can.
achieve, because once you see somebody from the hood like me, that looks like me, that's doing a lot of these things, it makes it more obtainable when, you know, the kids from the same neighborhood that you grew up in are looking and seeing these same things. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, we have to be that book. We have to be that pillar for somebody that they're gonna want to advance or want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Want to think out the four corners of their neighborhood. You know, so
For sure. I respect that, man.